Okay, ladies, so here's day one of our 12 days of Christmas recipe challenge. So today I'm going to make a creamy herb chicken. So let's get ready. First, I'm heating up my pan. These are all the ingredients that I need. Here I have about 800 grams of chicken, which should do probably maybe 3 servings, I guess. 3 large servings. I've got in here my adobo seasoning and salt. I've got in here a quarter teaspoon of chili flakes. I've got parsley and oregano. I've got 80 grams of green beans. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of Philadelphia, and I'm going to use 100 ml of double cream. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm heating up my pan. I'm going to add my butter. That's about 1.5 tablespoons. Sorry, I'm holding my phone because I'm recording on my phone, so I'm holding it on my hand. I should really get a tripod, shouldn't I? So I'm heating up the butter. Also, a good tip, ideally, because I wanted to show you guys all the herbs on their own. Usually I would marinate my chicken. So I'll kind of rub in all the herbs into the chicken, leave it for a couple of hours before I start cooking it. But I can't do that today, so here we go. So whilst my pan's heating up, I'm going to turn the heat down to my chicken plate. So here I have about 3 normal chicken breasts, and then I have chicken breast slices. So I've kind of diced them up just to give it a mix. So to that I'm going to sprinkle my herbs all over, because I'm going to rub this in. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, I need to put a bit more. Look, I've spilled it. Okay, and then I'm going to have my adobo seasoning and my salt that was mixed in together. So I'm going to put a bit more adobo seasoning. Okay, so here's my adobo seasoning. I'm going to put a bit more. This has no carbs, so this is good. Look, so that's the come on, focus. So that's the nutritional facts there. It's got no carbs at all, which is good, and that's the one I use. I've got the all-purpose one, I've got a spicy one, I've got a herby one, so I'm just going to use the all-purpose one. So once you put all that in, you should have something like this, and I'm going to use my hands and I'm going to rub it in and make sure it gets into all the slits that I've made in the chicken. Okay, so that's everything rubbed in and my hands are washed. So I've picked up a pair of tongs. I'm going to use that now to put the chicken into the pan. What we're trying to do is just sear the chicken or brown the chicken. I'm not really interested in the chicken being cooked just right now. I just really want to get some color on it. So I'm turning back the heat up, get some color on it, and make sure the herbs stick to the chicken. If you put any liquids just right now, all the herbs will run off the chicken. So I'm just searing it, putting it into the pan. And my heat is medium high, it's not too high. Because I'm frying with butter, butter would burn really quickly, so I don't want it to be too high where the butter burns and then it tastes better. So I'm cramming all of that into the pan, and I am going to brown it as well as I can just now. So let's wait for that to brown and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so that's about how much we're going to get it done just now. And once we're at this stage, I don't know why it's coming up so bright. Okay, anyway, once we're at this stage, I'm going to take the chicken out of the pan. Okay, so I've got a plate here with my kitchen towel, and I'm going to just take these out of the pan for the meantime, because I don't want them to cook all the way through, so I'm just going to take them out just now. I think that's fine for me. We still have a bit more cooking to do. Let's see how that's looking. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll take it out of the pan and put it onto our plate. Okay, ladies, so into the pan, I didn't clean it out because we want all of that flavor from the chicken to be in the pan, and we're going to use it to cook the creamy sauce. So I've put in half a teaspoon of my adobo seasoning. This time I used this one, just because I want things a bit more spicy. Come on, focus, 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 focus. Yeah, so it's the all-purpose one, and it's the hot one. Again, it's got no carbs. So I've used that. I've used a pinch of salt and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay, so that's what's in the pan just now. And to that, we are going to add 100 ml of double cream. Just pouring that into my cup just now. And we're going to also add 100 ml of water to that. Okay, so I have put in my double cream, and I went for 200 ml of water to 120 ml of double cream. So I'm just making sure I scrape off the bottom of the pan for all those spices, all the flavors at the bottom, so that they mix with the cream and water. Okay, now I'm going to add the Philadelphia cream cheese, and I'm starting off with 2 tablespoons. I could be wrong, I could need more, but I'll start off with 2 tablespoons. So that's 2 tablespoons. Please make sure you do your measurements. Here's my tablespoon I used to measure, so make sure you do measure. Don't just judge it by eye, because remember, this is dairy. You don't want too much dairy in the whole of your diet. You want to substitute getting your fats from oils as well as other sources like your beef and your fish. So you don't want all of your fat to come from the dairy. And again, this is my fasting meal, so this is the first meal I'm having today. And of course, this is going to do me for about 4 servings. That's if my husband doesn't have any. If he does, it'll probably be like 3 servings. Okay, so I'm going to wait for that cream cheese to dissolve. Just mix it all in until it's nice and smooth. Okay, so bring your cream a mixture up to a simmer. Once it starts to simmer, have a taste for salt and pepper and make sure everything tastes good for you. Then I throw in my beans, and let that soften just a tiny bit. I would do this for maybe 1 minute, even less, maybe 30 seconds. So make sure I stir that in, and I have done my tasting to make sure everything tastes fine, so that's all good for me. The next thing you want to do is put the chicken back into the pan to finish cooking, so we'll do that now. So I'll go ahead and put the chicken back into the simmering cream. This is going to be so good. So we'll put that all back, and once I do that, and we'll let that cook for another 10 minutes on a really low heat, the lowest heat. So I'm going to turn this all the way back down and let this finish cooking. Now these little bits will probably take maybe 2 minutes to finish cooking, but I'm more interested in the full chicken breast size to finish cooking. So I'll put the lid on and then we'll finish cooking it. Okay, so that's exactly about 9.5 minutes gone, and I say the sauce looks quite creamy and the chicken is thoroughly done all the way through. I have cut through to make sure it's cooked. So if yours isn't cooked in that time, just keep it on a low heat and just keep cooking. So all we need to do now is serve, and I'll show you the final product. Stay tuned. So now that's served, that's 1 whole chicken breast and 2 little slices. So to garnish, I'm just going to sprinkle some cheese. This is all optional, of course, and some parsley. So if you're serving this to friends, this is what I would suggest, just to make it look, you know, really pretty. So that's it cooked. How beautiful does that look? And it looks so good. I have tasted it, and of course it tastes good. Now to substitute this, you could use asparagus, you could use mushrooms for your veg, and it should really taste exactly the same. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. So day 2 coming tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon. Bye.